Welcome to Roses and Concrete, the podcast where we uncover beauty in life's toughest moments. I'm Adira, your host, here to guide you through finding hope, growth, and purpose, even in the most challenging situations. Together, we'll experience stories, lessons, and inspirations to help you bloom where you are planted. Let's find the roses in the concrete. And today, your girl just tonight. Your girl just wanna come on here and blab to y'all about, I guess, unequally yoked friendships, or nobody talks about or understands how it feels to be more mature than your peers. Like to be young but not be young-minded. No one talks about how that separates you already. How that isolates you already from your peers, because you guys are not on the same level mentally. You're not on the same level emotionally. You're not on the same level spiritually. And how hard it is to connect with other peers being so set apart. And how hard it is to keep friendships when you're constantly outgrowing friends. You're constantly outgrowing them because you're constantly focused on your self-development. Whereas you're not the same person you went into that friendship as. But that friend that you are friends with, they are still the same person. And I no longer resonate with that version of you. I'm a new version of me. And how aggravating it is when you are ahead of your peers mentally and they are still on childish stuff. I mean, like, I may be at a college level, and to me, you are at like a pre-K, you are at middle school. Why am I talking to you about communicating? Like, why, when you get upset with me, you shut down and you don't talk, or you start acting different, talk about my bag? Like, why are you doing it? Like, dude, what? How old are we? How old are you? What's your mental? You know what? I'm about to start asking people, what is your mental age? How old are you mentally? Because your mental age and your physical age are two different things. Just because you are 30 don't mean you act 30. You can be 30 and act 20. Age is really just a number. Whoa. To a certain extent. To a certain extent. Because I've met 30-year-olds who generally act like they're 19. I've met 40, almost 50-year-olds who act like they're 25. I am more mature than you. I am more of a woman than you at my young age. So don't you ever try to discredit me because of my age. Because baby, my mental age, we can get up there. I'm up there. Okay? And I remember I had this one friendship. And I remember I was just crying. I was just crying because I'm like, I cannot keep a friend. But not because I'm a bad friend. But I can't keep a friend because the friends that I were picking were not people I should have been picking as friends. So my choice. But then also, they don't know basic level friendship stuff. Communication, that's basic. Reciprocation, that's basic. And that's the bare minimum. Like, why don't you know these things as a friend? But you're so grown. But when it's time to, everybody grown until it's time to do grown people stuff. Everybody grown until it's time to sit down and talk like adults. You know what happened? I thought you were grown. What? What is happening? Like, what? Oh my God. And I just had to really learn that some people come into your life for a season. Everyone that comes into your life is not meant to stay in your life. Some friendships, some people you are only friends with while you're that version of yourself, while you're at that level, because you are at their level. But once you outgrow, once you level up, you can no longer be friends with them, because now we're not on the same level, books. Especially, and when I say that, I mean, to be my friend, one of the things I noticed you have to be focused on is self-development. You have to be invested in growing. You have to be invested in the change of yourself for the better. You cannot be stagnant, because, baby, I'm not even the same person I was 5 minutes ago. That's how focused I am on. I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly talking to God. I'm constantly evolving. Baby, we may have just got off the phone. And baby, not even. Maybe we just got off the phone, baby. I'm already a different person. What were you talking about? What are you talking about? I didn't learn something new. That didn't change the way I'm about to start showing up. That's all it took. That's all it took, books. Oh, let me make sure I put a I didn't, because I didn't do this one. But I really start to see why God says you do not entertain unequally yoked relationships. And if that is a choice that you make, there is going to be some sacrifices you're going to have to make. Yeah. And to me, I've made those sacrifices before, and it's just not worth it now. It's just not worth it. We just don't need to be friends. That's it. Catch me when you get to where I'm at, or when you start evolving and when you become mature enough to be my friend. Because, baby, I don't got time. It's like, especially when you're in an unequally yoked relationship with a man. Baby, that's hell. That's hell. Because it's like you guys are speaking two different languages. You're communicating how you feel, while the other person, you're communicating how you feel and what we can do to make it better, while that person is communicating and focused on their intent. We're having two different conversations here. And then it's like, why aren't you following through? Like, I remember I had this friend who, she would never communicate with me, but she would tell everybody else around me how I made her feel, but wouldn't tell me. And I remember I used to get so upset, because it's like, they're not in this friendship. They can't fix it. So what are you telling them for? Like, they can't do nothing to change the circumstance of our relationship. If it bothers you that much, talk to me so we can fix it, so I can fix it. Like, I can't fix nothing that I don't know about, that I'm not privy to. And I would tell her, like, hey, communicate. And I remember one time I even asked her, like, is it me? Like, is that why you don't talk to me about things? Like, when you do, have you tried to talk to me about something and I came at you sideways? Did I come at you in a rude way? You know, did I shut you down? Did I invalidate your emotions? Like, I went down that, and I asked her, and she was like, no, I just don't like to communicate, because I just don't want to start no problems. That childish behind answer. To me, now when I hear stuff like that, I know to run. I know to run, because I know you can't communicate at all. If you're focused, if you're focused on keeping the peace, I know that I can be doing something to you and you won't say, and you won't speak up. And then, because you're not speaking up, your actions are going to follow behind that. there's a certain action, like I was telling y'all, with each belief there comes actions that are attached to that belief. And I have an idea, a good idea of the actions that are attached to someone who believes that, oh, I just don't communicate because I don't want to be confrontational. I know the back history of that. I know what you had to go through or what somebody had to do to you to adapt that thought process. And I know, okay, you're just not ready. But at that time, I didn't know. So I'm like, just talk to me. Like, that's all you have to do. Like, hey, tell me right then and there, hey, I don't like that. Can you please not do that? Or, hey, that triggers me. Like, I even tried giving her, ideas on how to communicate. It just didn't work at all. And I would tell her, like, hey, that's all you have to do is talk. For some reason, I see it now differently. She wasn't ready. And y'all already know what happened. I definitely outgrew her. Matter of fact, looking back, y'all ever just look back at a choice you made and it makes you cringe? Like, that is somebody I should never walked into a friendship with. I mean, guarantee. I did learn some things. I did. But looking back, that friendship was never going to go far. That friendship was probably only going to be indeed a season. Because we weren't at all. But thank you for tuning in to this video. Make sure you like, comment, and give this video a share, because you never know who this video can be a blessing to. Make sure you are keeping up with us on our social media handles, which will be right here or in the description below. Instagram, it is Roses and Concrete's Pod. Spotify, it is Roses and Concrete on Spotify. And give me a comment. I want to know. Share a story with me about a time where you outgrew a friendship. And tell me the lesson that you learned from that friendship or from that time. And tell me how you feel about being in an unequally yoked relationship. What's your take on that? What's your experience with that? And with that being said, your girl is out.